After 2 years, the flow of the Hammond collection still hasn't stopped, with now 23 dinosaurs in the line, ranging from fan favourites to one-off oddballs, and dinosaurs that weren't even in the movies? I'm not complaining, I just didn't expect them. Although, one complaint many have had since the beginning has been the size of some dinosaurs. Due to there being only 3 sizes, it meant some dinosaurs that were larger than your medium-sized dinosaur were shrunk to be smaller. However, after criticism, we finally got a 4th size class for larger dinosaurs with the Hammond collection Carnotaurus. Our first Abalisaurid in the line, and our 3rd dinosaur from Fallen Kingdom. This Cretaceous carnivore released to near universal acclaim. Universal. And I completely understand why. The Carno looks like it was ripped straight out of the movies, with impeccable detail, a beautiful blood red body, and a devilishly horny head. It's like if Rexy Pop designed a dinosaur. Fuck! The entire figure looks gorgeously designed, with very good proportions throughout. It has a long tail and small feet, especially when compared to other big theropods. It seems like the team has stopped taking requests from Quentin Tarantino. Even the teeth are a good size, with them being a rubber insert instead of being a part of the sculpt. It even has detail inside the mouth, so you can appreciate its detail before you die. However, the one inaccurate part of the figure's proportions is the arms. Carnos have notoriously tiny arms, which previous Mattel Carnos have nailed. But the Hammond Collection Carno has larger arms, and even a point of articulation? But I will admit, I don't mind this. It gives us another point of articulation, and it unlocks more posing possibilities. My one of 2 critiques for this figure's looks is the paint on the belly. It starts with this ghostly white going down the body, and it just stops around the anus, leaving the tail to just be red. It looks like the Carno just shat blood, and it stained its tail. The poor baby. My other visual critique with this figure is the glass eye. I know it was done so we could have more collector value. If you want some of the value, get some shampoo and take a shower. But the Hammond collection hasn't really nailed glass eyes yet, which is so odd because bloody Imaginext has. But those are more stylized designs to be more cartoony, which means bigger eyes, which allows more light into the glass. However, due to this being realistically proportioned, it has really small eyes. I'm not saying it's impossible to have small glass eyes, I just think the designers need to take a new approach to it. But due to how the eyes are designed, now the pupils vanish from certain angles, which I actually kinda like. It further emphasizes the demonic design of the Carno. Bro be looking like a circumcised Caraxes. So you may be thinking, wow, Indominus, you've done nothing but praise this figure. In which, you would be correct. But this is where the fun begins. Because now we're going to talk about what I believe is the actual problem with this figure. The articulation. Head and neck articulation is incredibly important to me on a figure. You can help an animal emote so much by just turning its head, which is essential to how I pose my figures. But the neck and head articulation on the Hammond collection Carnotaurus is extremely limited. There is very little side to side on both the neck and the head, but what is the most criminal to me is that the neck and head cannot swivel. There is zero swivel in the head. Compare that to every other Hammond collection figure which can all do 360 degrees. How dare they stop me from making cursed abominations! But besides the head articulation, every other joint is your average Hammond collection figure. The reason for the limited head articulation is due to the shape of the neck, which is a oval shape instead of being the usual circle, which prevents the head from swiveling due to the neck being a irregular shape, which is more accurate to the Carno in the movie. Even the original toy has this. While this is more accurate, it does prevent the Carno from doing all of the poses in the movie. It can't even do the poses of the stock photos due to the extremely limited side to side. The shape of the neck makes points of essential articulation impossible. Meanwhile, Mattel's second Carno avoided this issue by just having the neck be circular. At this point, it does come down to personal taste. Would you prefer a more accurate figure with less articulation, or a slightly less accurate figure with more articulation? I would personally prefer the latter, because there are some rare instances where, in transition between the medium of screen to toy, where being accurate makes the toy less fun to play with. And this is one of those rare circumstances for me. Anyway, I'll stop crying now, and let's do some bloody comparisons. Chris Pratt, the rest of the Fallen Kingdom dinos, my last review, the Hammond Collection Para, Jesus Christ, that was over 2 years ago, Scorpio Venator, Slice and Collecte Carno, and last but not least, the other Mattel Carnos that I own. While the Hammond Carno isn't the tallest, he is certainly the girthiest and the longest. Are we sure we're still talking about a dinosaur? So, at the end of the day, do I hate this figure? No. In fact, I'd recommend it. I just think the articulation of the upper body prevents this figure from becoming perfect in my eyes. But I do understand why this would be less of a problem for everybody else. At least it can still T-pose.